beer. It's kind of like there's so much you can change your neurology, your mind, your attitude, your sociability, etc. here. The human brain is the most flexible thing there it is, more than your muscles. You can increase your muscle mass here, depending on some genetics. For me, it's super difficult to increase my size of the muscle. I can increase my strength here, but I don't know what the fuck is it. People have the variation of the genes when it comes to neurology here. And I want to really focus this neurology importance of the human brain here. What makes some people commit suicide here because they feel unhappy with their lives or suffering here. What makes the neurology is really dictating like enormous important here. I find out that the mindset here, when it comes to brain, it's really indeed the most definite thing you have here. Even over your body here. Your body can look whatever it is here, but what is in here, brain counts really the most. The humans are really the brainy neurological animal here. And it dictates everything, your life success, your friendship, your every single moment, your feelings, your happiness. It's all about the brain, how it is organically constructed here. And when I understand like condition of the brain here, how does it affect your happiness, your success, whoever you are, whatever you feel ever in your entire life here, everything is dictated by the brain condition, the neurology of the brain here. And it's good to have a healthy brain indeed here. Healthy brain is able like you look at yourself, understand your own mind very well, who you are, what you do, what is your own brain here. And it's kind of like I was studying my own brain here guys, like how does it function, what I say, what I speak, what I think, what is the feelings of the whatever life here. And when you understand the way how the wind works, you can see your short, where it is like fall short some, negative aspect of the person's brain here. You know, the outside when the sunlight goes in a cloud, it's like it's like this, like a volume boost that somebody just turned off here. Anyways, side note, the human brain. I was really curious about the neurologists, like a study about to understand the physical way how does it function, but it's kind of things that my speak is affected by here. All the stuttering is less about my voice track and more about the brain. The brain is the one which dictate what I say and what I speak and how I sound here. How is my emotion behind it here? Am I feeling happy? It's about the brain here. Understanding and putting a brain, not 100%, but like 98%, it's all those things are related, but how the brain really function here. And the rest of it is like whole rest of the body and our universe here. So the brains, imagine like if it's so incredibly important, this brain here, here's a problem here. Then you can change your neurology here. And it's kind of interesting taking some different medications and the changes, like here. And there's different medication for antipsychotic, etc. And you can also take different medication to see like how your behavior, anything changes, is anything changed of anything here, whatsoever. So there's like not taking any medication, they take some substance, anything medical, things what can affect. And these are kind of like, they usually prescribe it by governments, this psychotic medications here. They're like psychoactive medications which affect the human brain functioning here, and it's altered here. And all of the governments are very worried and scared any medication, and they want to control who and what use those medication here. They want to have a control over, and people are really afraid that anything changes of the brain functioning from the one state. It's kind of like the based on and to next stage case. And is there any alteration of the way the thoughts change the brain function here, the neurobiochemistry here? And I was really curious about it. Like I see myself MRI here, guys, or some neurochemical test here, guys, which can see about the alteration level of all the nerve functioning, dopamine receptor, example, and how this neural connection can be altered and so on here. Is that to see the person can be affected by altering the neurological condition. So all the medical issues, okay, so it's like a brain focus here. If all psychology, psychiatry is all about the brain and changing the way the brain function here could change the condition and so-called like those mental conditions, okay, so what are now useful here. Somebody kind of like on this like a psychotic or paranoid brain condition here can be altered to non-paranoid by changing the way how the brain functions. Maybe it's related about the dopamine receptors and kind of some medicine or some kind of a chemical substance which will alter the functioning of that. And it will be quite interesting, like it's complex, incredibly complex stuff here, okay, so imagine like some human brain and able to like simulate the real time with some supercomputer about the like making some computer simulation of the human brain, all the function here, and it will be quite amazing here. Like you're able to have some computer simulate human brain function here, and see about the whole complex the human brain really is here, because it's limited of the complexity of human brain here. Some people have a more complex thought and ideas and so on here, and some people have a less here. It's really varies here. Imagine your life, you have some stuff around here. We humans are quite like compared to some ants or like one single individual of the one animal species. We humans are really incredibly complex compared to a lot of other organisms here. All I can say here, because we live longer. We create an enormous house of buildings and things that when I see ants, like everything what they do is very small scale. They don't have some spaceship to go in space and study the space and I don't see some humans are only species who have any capability whatsoever to do some interspace colonies in other planets like yeah. So it just goes short with the brain is super important to define the intelligence and capability to do things, desire to do something amazing things here. The human brain is incredibly able to create things, create real life physical objects like guitars, sharpening bottles, or computers, and etc. here. The intelligence is an incredible thing here. It can really change everything here when it comes to here. Having these humans like hands, incredible capability to do very precision things, gave the human hands ability to make surgeries, building a microchips, and etc. here. All because of this incredible capability of the complex brain and also incredibly accurate precision hand function here. They maybe have a more stronger functioning hands than monkeys, but humans have the most accurate functioning hands in any living species, okay, so when it comes to doing precision things, able to really hear, and that's cool here. The humans also are the most ability to imagine things, thinking things here. The humans are really like the number one. No elephant or other can do so complex creative thoughts here, and the speech, etc. cases. This is more complex than any other animal here. No animal have so complex the speech capability to use the voice different ways here. And that's also the human number one dominant all living organism this earth here, right now here. The humans have the most biggest kind of like this kind of a higher intelligent brains than any other living organism here. Elephant might be, and blue whales maybe have a huge brains, and they maybe are able to memorize just pure facts more than anything else here. But none of the species are more creative than me or capable to do new things, plasticity than me here. And that's cool here. It gives me more kind of like humans are defined a kind of